Hey, fifth grade mathematicians. Today we're doing day 118 in your entry task. So let's take a look at problem number 1. Enter a number equal to the value of the expression. So the first expression is 9 times 100, so we have 900. Then we have 4 times 1,000, which is 4,000. Then we have 1 times 10,000. And 7 times 100th. So I could write that as 0.07 or 7 over 100, but I'm just going to do it that way. And we have 3 times 1,000. So I'm noticing, I have 2 values that are in the thousands place, plus 50. Okay, at this point I'm going to put them all in order. From the greatest to the least. So I have 1 10,000. The next place value is thousands, and I have 3,000 here, and I have 4,000 there, so that is 7,000. Then I have hundreds. Well, I only have 900 there. I have tens that are next. I have 5 tens. I have 0 ones. Ones are not mentioned anywhere. I have my decimal point, because that separates whole numbers from decimals. I have 0 tenths, and then I have 700. So we have 17,950 and 7 thousandths. And there we go. Okay, Morgan has a poster in the shape of a rectangle. The width of the poster is 2/8 of a yard. The length of the poster is 4/20 of a yard. Enter the area in square yards of the poster. There are a couple different ways as I look at that that I can do that. And I'm going to show you both ways. So the first thing we know, length times width is area. So the length is 4/20, and the width, that's a 2. Oops, maybe I can just do that. Okay, 2/8. Okay, so 4/20 times 2/8. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am going to do some cross-canceling. And I know that 4 goes into 4 and it goes into 20. Okay, so I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to make 1/5. Okay, and then I also see that 2 goes into 2 and it also goes into 8. So I can divide 2 by 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that leaves me with 1/20 of a yard. Okay? Now, the other way that I might look at that is some of you might be looking at that and you say, oh, well, I know that 2/8 is 1/4. You may just recognize that right off the bat. And you also might recognize that 4/20 is 1/5. And then we would have 1/4 times 1/5, which is 1/20. So there's more than one way of approaching things. And there's an example of, and maybe you can find another 1/20 yards. And remember, it's area, so we have to label appropriately. Okay, problem number 3. Enter the number of yards equal to 123 feet. Okay, conversion problem. We write down what we have, or what we're given, 123 feet. And we're going to yards. So, I know that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. I also know that I'm going from feet to yards, so I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, which tells me that I'm going to divide. Okay, so I'm going to divide 123 by 3. Okay, if you need to set up the standard algorithm, we'll go ahead and do that. 3 does not go into the 100 without regrouping, but it does go into 12 tens 4 times. And 4 times 3 is 12. Bring down. And 3 goes into 3 ones 1 time. So we end up with 41. So I'm going to do checking is 41 times 3, 123. And it is. So our answer is 41 yards. 123 feet is 41 yards. Perfect. All right, I think you guys are getting the hang of this. You're doing a good job. Make sure that we're checking our answers. The last thing we want to do is know how to do something, but then make a careless mistake and not get the answer right. All right, problem number 4. Use the graph and the figure to answer the questions. Part A, which set of ordered pairs shows the coordinates of points A, B, C, and D? So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my graph, and I'm going to write the coordinates for point A. So I start at the origin, 1, 2, and up, 1, 2, 3. So point A is 2 and 3. Point B is 1, 2, 3, 4, and up, 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 and 3. And go to point C. I start at the origin. I got 1 up, or 1 over and 1 up. So that is an x coordinate of 1, a y coordinate of 1. And then for point D, I start at 0. I go over 1, 2, 3. So, and up 1. So we have a x coordinate of 3, a y coordinate of 1. So now I have all of my points. And because they're listed in alphabetical order, that's what I'm going to expect in my answers. Okay, so choice A, we have 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 1, up, 1, 3. 1, 3 is not correct. So some of you might just see that, as you're looking through it, oh, the first few are right, it must be the right one. But that's why we have to be thorough. Choice B, we have A is 2, 3, B is 4, 3, C is 1, 1, and D is 3, 1. So that is accurate. We just want to confirm that C and D are not the right choices, and they are not. Okay, so that's the first part. And then part B, it says select all the attributes that describe the angles found in this quadrilateral. So if we look at this quadrilateral, does it have any right angles? In other words, can we put a box in any angle? And we cannot do that. Do they have any acute angles? So any angles that are less than 90? Well, I can see that's less than 90, angle C. And I also see that it's, oops, I don't want to do that, but its opposite, angle B, is acute. Whoops. I want to cross this one out. There we go. Don't want to make any mistakes there. Okay, and then obtuse angles. So angle A is obtuse, and so is angle D. So yes. There we go. Have a great day, 5th graders.